What's up, everybody? Thanks for checking out the video. Subscribe to the channel and we'll talk some boxing. I want to talk today about the possibility of an immediate rematch between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. So from Bad Left Hook here, it says, Errol's been consistent. He wants the rematch. Stephen Espinoza talks Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence too. Stephen Espinoza says all the details will need to be worked out on both sides, but Errol Spence certainly wants the sequel. And he goes on to say here, Errol's been consistent, like he wants the rematch. He said it right after the fight. He hasn't changed. There are a lot of conversations going on internally with his team. Some I'm privy to, some I'm not. But I wouldn't really want to disclose all of those. But the question really is, what's best for his health? What's best for his future? Is it a weight issue at 147? Is 54 right for him? Are there lingering effects from the eye or the car accident? All of those things are fair questions. He's been through a lot. So I think, look, all of this is still to be determined. But the one thing that is absolutely the case is Spence wants the rematch. The question is, as a team, do all of his advisors agree that is the best way to go? He said on the terms of the rematch clause with Crawford, it's an immediate rematch. It'd have to be next, but there's always negotiations. And the reality is, it is a big fight. It's the biggest fight, arguably, for either one of them right now. I'm not sure what. Haven't obviously spoken to Crawford about it, but if he had to wait a fight and then get a big rematch, I don't see why that would be a big problem. So, see, right there, I think that's the most likely scenario. I mean, I don't want to see an immediate rematch. And most of the reaction that I've seen from fans is they don't want to see an immediate rematch. There really wasn't anything that happened in that fight that would lead anybody to believe that a rematch, especially an immediate rematch, would go any differently. Okay. I don't think it was a weight issue. I don't think it was anything like that. It wasn't, a one punch knockout where Spence got caught with something where you could say, okay, well, obviously in a second fight, maybe he can avoid that. It was a pretty much bell to bell beating by Terence Crawford. So, how do you even sell the rematch? The biggest selling point of the first fight was, well, we haven't seen these two guys in the ring before. It's a 50-50 fight. We don't know what's going to happen. Well, after we saw them, I think most people know what would happen again. Errol Spence, as Stephen Espinoza mentioned, there was the car accident, there was the eye injury, but what nobody's mentioning is inactivity. Okay, the car accident was 4 years ago, and in the 4 years between the car accident and the Crawford fight, Errol Spence fought exactly twice. Okay, so perhaps if he's a little more active, if we get him back sometime next year, I don't think he's going to fight again this year. Perhaps he moves up to 154 and looks good. If Errol Spence has another fight or two and he looks good and he's dominant, and again, unless Errol Spence is finished, which I don't think he is, he would be favored against anybody not named Terence Crawford at 147 or 154 pounds. Pretty much. Maybe not everybody, but just about everybody not named Terence Crawford. So, could we get Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman at 154 pounds? That certainly seems doable. I'm sure Keith Thurman would be down. And that could sort of be something of a crossroads fight, If Keith Thurman really wants that Terence Crawford fight, he might have to go through Errol Spence to get it. Okay. So I don't think we're going to see this rematch next. And to me, that's the best scenario for Errol Spence. I can't imagine his advisors, again, unless Errol Spence is completely shot and he just needs one more payday and he retires after the Spence rematch. I can't imagine any of advisors any of his advisors saying, yeah, you know what, we want the rematch right away. If you just make this tweak here, you're going to beat Terence Crawford. I don't see that being the case. I don't see that being the case at all. So I think Errol Spence is a prideful guy. I don't think he's just going to come out and say, well, yeah, we're not going to do that right away. So I think all the talk is going to be that he wants the rematch, even if realistically deep down he knows, yeah, you know what, I might need another fight or two before stepping in the ring again against Terence Crawford. So let me know what you all think. I mean, is this something you would want to see right away, or do you think maybe in a year and a half, especially if Errol Spence has some time to rest and he comes back and he looks good, he looks dominant again, then maybe we can get that rematch at some point at 154 pounds. So let me know what you all think, and as always, we'll see you on the next one.